I'm Daniel Berlant in the Cal Fire Information Center with a fire situation report for Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. Over 16,600 firefighters remain on the front lines of 28 major wildfires that are continuing to burn, as well as 2 extended attack fires. These are fires that have burning beyond 24 hours. Now, yesterday, activity did increase on several wildfires. We'll talk about that here shortly, but crews have been able to make some good progress. In fact, 2 of our large wildfires yesterday were contained. However, there were 33 new initial attack fires all across the state. Those have all been contained. Looking though at our statewide fire map, let's zoom into a couple of the major fires. First, the North Complex burning up in Plumas and Butte County. There was some fire activity yesterday, especially up here on the north zone. The North Complex has now burned just under 270,000 acres. That's about a 5,000 acre increase since yesterday, though containment is up an additional 6%, bringing the overall containment to 32%. Here on the west zone, the CAL FIRE side of it, there was burning that was observed and a little bit of a fire activity yesterday, but all within the perimeter. So that is the good news, but still a lot of work being done here on this fire. Now, of course, yesterday we had red flag warnings for this area due to the gusty winds that allowed that fire activity to occur overnight, though things did calm down a bit. We'll go west over to the August Complex. This is one being coordinated both by the U.S. Forest Service as well as CAL FIRE. CAL FIRE having the western edge of this fire. You can see here is Interstate 5. Here is Red Bluff. Now, the fire did grow overnight, about 6,000 acres, bringing the total to just under 800,000 acres. The fire does remain 30% contained. And now, last night, the higher humidity that we saw really aided firefighters. We saw a decrease in the overall fire activity overnight. That definitely being helpful, but this fire continuing. Obviously, the western edge is where the CAL FIRE concern is, as this fire gets closer to a number of the communities in Mendocino. Obviously, Covelo right here, you can see very close as this fire continues to push west. A large contingent of CAL FIRE and local resources here on this western zone, but the Forest Service managing the north zone as well as this eastern portion of the fire. So August Complex, again, significant as it is the #1 largest fire, not only burning right now, but really within our state's history. Zoom out and talk about the Creek Fire. This is the one burning up in Fresno and Madera County. Here you can see here's Fresno, Clovis, Madera, just to give you an idea. 99 running right along here. This is mostly on the Sierra National Forest around Shaver Lake and a number of the other foothill reservoirs. The Creek Fire did grow a little bit since yesterday, about 7,200 additional acres, bringing the total acreage up to just over 220,000 acres. But crews making very good progress yesterday, up an additional 6%. In the containment, so 16% containment on this fire. So definitely good work being done there. On this fire, firefighters also observed an increase in fire activity yesterday as temperatures are returning to more seasonable. It's those winds that are gusty in some areas, especially at those higher elevations. But this fire did see some increased activity yesterday. Going on, continuing down the Sierra Nevada, down into the Sequoia National Forest. This is the SQF Complex. SQF is the acronym for the Sequoia National Forest. So the SQF complex, a series of fires burning. This fire now just over 100,000 acres. It did grow yesterday. It was very active. We sent our very large air tankers here as that activity increased. It grew an additional 16,000 acres. Now, CAL FIRE has activated an incident management team specifically for this western edge of the fire. Again, as it burns off of the National Forest and into Three Rivers, Springville are obviously areas that we are watching very closely. Incident management team being activated from CAL FIRE for the western side of this fire. Let's go back down to Southern California. First, we'll start in San Bernardino County. The El Dorado fire, a little bit of growth yesterday, still holding at just over 17,000 acres. Containment, though, is up 10%. So this is that fire again near Yucaipa and Oak Glen, north of Banning and Beaumont. You can see this right here is the fire that the apple fire that had burned in August. This fire just off to the side of it. Again, good progress being made there. Overall, 54% of this fire is contained, but there's still a lot of work to be done, especially to try to keep it out of the Santa Ana River drainage, as well as getting up to the higher elevations towards Big Bear. Most of this being the federal side, so CAL FIRE and the Forest Service have been in unified command of this fire, but most of the activity down here in the southern edge where the communities are, that has been mitigated. And then one last fire down here while we're in the south region is the fire south of Alpine in San Diego County. The Valley Fire has burned just over 17,000 acres. Crews making real good progress on this one. Containment is holding at 87% contained, but no growth observed in the past 24 hours. Let's take you back up to the Bay Area where we'll talk about the large lightning complexes that CAL FIRE has been dealing with now for over a month. Today is the 1 month marker since we saw that lightning just come in over the north coast. Neither of these fires have grown. The LNU lightning complex, the SCU lightning complex, and the CZU lightning complex. No growth. Firefighters continue though to make efforts towards containment as well as put out hot spots on these fires. So the LNU complex, 97% contained. The SU lightning complex, 98% contained, and the CZU lightning complex, 91% contained. So all three of these large complexes that have now been burning for a month are in the 90 percentile. Good progress being done here. Again, we're not able to talk about all the fires. Many of these burning on national forest land. You can find information on those fires on our website, fire.ca.gov. We have links to InsoWeb. But while there are still, like I said, 25 major fires, 2 extended attack fires, crews are very busy. These fires also have been very deadly. 25 people now have been reported to have died in these fires. Crews still looking specifically up in Butte County on the north complex, going through the ashes to determine if anybody else did die in that fire. And over 4,200 structures have been destroyed. Now let's talk about our weather conditions. First, we'll look at our temperatures for this week. You can see that as the days go on this week, we're going to actually start to see some cooling in many areas. But by the weekend, we will see a little bit of a warming trend, but not by much. In fact, overall, the weather is going to be pretty cooperative. Now, we could see, though, some winds pick up later in the week, especially up here in the northeastern portion, all the way along down the Sierra. You can see even down in South Lake Tahoe, 30 to 35 mile an hour winds. So gusty winds. As a result, the National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning today up in the most northeastern portion of California, Tule Lake Basin, as well as the Modoc National Forest. And then later in the week, we're going to have a fire weather watch. Zooming in here, this is along the Sierra all the way down through the Tahoe Basin, down into Inyo County along the Mono Lake area. So we will see potential critical fire weather due to those gusty winds and low humidity. Now, with no significant precipitation in sight and California remaining very dry, it is important that you be signed up for your local emergency alert system. You can also sign up for fire alerts. Whenever there's a large wildfire in your area, we will notify you through our alert system. You can sign up for that on our website, readyforwildfire.org. Make sure that you are staying informed of what's happening in your area. To learn more, again, visit readyforwildfire.org. That's the latest on the fire situation in California. I'm Daniel Berlant. Have a fire-safe day.